Hello everybody, I'm Brainy Diode and I am back with another episode of Nier Automata.
Whew. I think we've earned a breather. Say 2B, I was hoping we could talk about our next move. I'm worried about the damage we took in that last battle with the machines. Maybe we should return to the resistance camp to resupply and conduct maintenance?
All right, let's go back.
You got it.
Last time,
Mail notification received from access point.
if I may game, last time we battled, is the golden machine here? Doesn't look like it. Last time we battled Adam in the desert. And this time we're returning to the resistance camp to get our next meeting, our next mission, which we already happen to know, will be to travel to the amusement park.
Plant life has claimed most of the central area. Big plants, too.
Report. Records show that vegetation has grown to an abnormal size since the departure of humans.
Wonder if there are any huge boars and such, too.
Well, there are certainly some large animals. We just walked past them there, except I suppose moose are already pretty large, so those might have just been average-sized moose. I'm less knowledgeable about moose sizes than I should be. I apologize for that. You know, I should really figure out when the golden machine shows up so I don't miss any encounters with it on accident. I suspect it'll probably show up next in the amusement park. That would not surprise me at all, as it is our next game mandated location, and we did find it last in the desert. Although they kind of pointed out at the desert, it might not have actually been the same machine, just one that looked very similar. I suppose if we encounter it again, we'll find out. Anyway, at long last, we've finally made it to the resistance camp. Unfortunately, we can't teleport around like we could at the end of Route A, but it's not too far off. Anyway, here's Anemone. Ah, it's you. I heard from Jack about your encounter in the desert. Good work. We don't have much to offer in thanks, but I've readied a room for you here. Oh? And there's our room again that we used literally once in Route A. Well, let's go use it literally once in Route B so we can move on with Route B. Yep, there really is no point in turning it down. Let's get some sleep. Sure, why not take a break? 2B, why are you standing on my bed? I'm not gonna save right now. Just so you don't have to see me poking through my save screen. And I suppose we have to leave the resistance camp for this next part. There we go.
Operator to 9S.
This is 9S. Go ahead.
I have an incoming message for 2B and 9S from the commander. Initiating playback. 2B, 9S. We've lost contact with several Yorha units that were on their way to the surface. Their black boxes are online, so we presume they're still alive. We've tracked the location of their signals, so I need all Yorha units on the surface to head over and investigate. End transmission.
I heard something about that back at the resistance camp.
Target location confirmed. I'm worried about the other androids. We should probably check this out as soon as possible. Looks like our surface route's been cut off. Maybe we can get through from underground.
Unfortunately, we do already know what's
So
happened to
2B,
them.
those machines out in the desert look just like androids, right?
Right.
But we androids were modeled after our human creators. So why would machines try to look like us?
There's no point trying to work out unsolvable problems.
I suppose.
Oh yes, this very long climb. How I love it so.
This is Tactical Support Unit Pod 042. Control has been assigned to 2B.
This is Tactical Support Unit Pod 153. Control has been assigned to 9S.
Combat data exchange requested.
Exchange accepted.
Proposal. Data should be exchanged regularly for greater efficiency.
Proposal accepted. Data will be exchanged regularly for greater efficiency.
End communication.
Huh. I forgot the pod conversation started that early. Yeah, we're gonna see the two pods communicating with each other a little bit, but I had misremembered and thought it started later on in the game. Anyway, here we are at the amusement park.
They were found by the machines. The machines called them treasures. Each treasure had a different shape. Each treasure had a different shape.
What are those? What the?
Wow, this is weird.
Let's be happy together, together, together.
Well, since we visited
Where
most
does
of
this
these
corridor lead?
Since we visited most of these folks last time, I'm not going to take the time and talk to every one of them again this time.
We're getting resistance signals from that building over there.
Instead, we'll be able to head straight to the roller
We
coaster.
need a way through.
Let's look around for a route we can take.
We'll be able to head straight for the roller coaster once we get through this unfortunate platforming segment. Well, we've got on the platforms now. Somehow, this remains one of the more difficult parts of the game, even though I highly doubt it was meant to be. This game just really was not built for platforming, but every once in a while they just really need to feel the need to stick it in.
Let's dance, let's dance. Let's play, let's play, play, play. Let's play, let's sing, let's sing. Let's play, play, play. Let's play, let's play.
These machines are heavily armed. We'll regret it later if we let them escape. So let's take them out.
Well, the intent was to remember what I did with this tank last time and do whichever option I didn't take this time. But honestly, I forgot to go back and check what I did last time, and I really don't remember. So, here's what we're going to do. We've already fought a tank in the desert, and we're going to fight some tanks later on. So, I'm just going to leave this one be and see if it really does come back and bite us in the backside later on. If it doesn't, well, you've already seen what fights against tanks look like, and you will see some more later on, so it's not really that big of a deal. And here's
What's
our
this?
ride.
Analysis. It is a device that propels humans on rails at high speeds for the purposes of amusement. It was commonly referred to as a roller coaster.
Humans sure are strange creatures. Hey, 2B.
Yes?
People who know me well usually call me Nines.
Oh,
So what do you think? I mean, if you want to call me Nines, it's totally okay.
I'm good.
Oh, alright.
This conversation is a bit interesting with it phasing in and out every once in a while. Come on, 2B, just call him Nines already. Well, that didn't go quite as well as I would hope, but... You know what? We're only on this roller coaster for a limited amount of time, and I think that hacking is extending that, so I'm just gonna fight these guys with my pods and my light attacks so we can get through the roller coaster faster. After all, it's not like they're all that dangerous. Oh, finally, it's letting me pick these up, maybe. There we go. Yay, I got all of them. I love how we're just kind of launched off the roller coaster there. It really doesn't make much sense.
Multiple resistance members detected beneath this room.
What the hell?
Our records don't say anything about a machine like this.
So, here we go again. This is Simone. Unfortunately, we are not able to hack her quite yet. So we're going to have to focus on using our light attacks to get her. And not getting hit, which I'm doing a poor job of. Oh, yes! Remember, kids, getting close to the giant dangerous opera robot is a bad idea. Alright, more missiles. Looks like we were able to evade them all this time. This one is going to make it a bit harder to shoot her. Oh yeah, this attack. I don't like this attack. Ow. It's really difficult to see where those shockwaves are going to land. Ow. I'm not doing well in this fight. Honestly, I've always found this fight to be one of the more difficult ones, even among the likes of... Ooh, that was almost a spoiler. Even among the likes of Adam and Eve. I don't know why, but I just find this boss fight a bit more difficult than them. And don't even get me started on the giant ocean robot. It's nothing compared to this. A very bizarre Goliath unit, to be sure. If you recognize this part, it's when we got our first taste of the hacking minigame way back in Route A. Not entirely sure why they decided to introduce it so early.
I must become beautiful. And lots of toys make me beautiful.
It's trying to hack us. If we take hacking damage, it'll affect our bodies as well.
Now that's a silhouette we recognize, isn't it?
2B!
Beautiful. Beautiful. I must be beautiful.
Those look like corpses.
Are we seriously being attacked with dead androids?
And here we go again,
I don't
Phase
think-
2.
2B! I'm detecting black box signals. They are dead. They've been turned into weapons.
Alright, this ends now.
Thankfully, these guys haven't been leveled up, so we can take them out just as easily, if not more so than last time. Getting hit by those shockwaves will cause you to be hacked. Fortunately, targeting in this phase is a little bit more difficult. Hey, I just noticed that the symbol for our position on the minimap is the same as the ship we use in the hacking minigames. That's kind of an interesting little tidbit. I genuinely had never noticed that before. Huh.
I've almost analyzed the enemy's hacking pattern. I'm going to try to hack it back. Keep it busy.
You got it.
Alright, here's the part where things get a little bit easier, I hope, because we are able to hack Simone back now.
What do you think? I accentuated my beauty with parts of my machine friends. I'm more beautiful than ever now. So, will you tell me you love me?
So, we weren't able to see it back at the factory quite yet, but if we had fought one of those giant...
Saturation attack triggered by enemy consciousness data. Failure to destroy it quickly may lead to serious damage in memory regions.
The giant buzzsaw we fought at the factory way back in the first episode when we were still playing as 2B. Its name was displayed in strange characters that we couldn't read yet. And now that we can read those characters as 9S, we didn't get to fight the giant buzzsaw. So, you may be wondering what its name is. Those giant buzzsaws are in fact named marks, which, if you have any knowledge of history, might be a name that sounds a bit familiar to you. You've already seen that the really big Goliath units, like the one that was at the factory, are called Engels. We've already met Jean-Paul, and now we are meeting Simone. If you are well-read and well-educated, more so than I am, to be frank, because I didn't find this out until later on, when I looked at some analysis of the plot of this game, you may notice a bit of a trend starting to form. That trend being that the bosses in this game tend to be named after famous philosophers. I, as someone who has admittedly not studied philosophy to a very great extent, very extensively is what I originally meant to say. I, as someone who has not studied philosophy very extensively, did not realize this my first time through. If you are more familiar with philosophy, you may be noticing this. That will tie into the game's theming later on. But since there's a lot of thematic craziness in this game, and I told you I wasn't going to be pushing my own views on the game onto you, I'm going to let you figure out the significance to that to yourself. Or look up some analysis of the game like I did.
Thanks for the assist.
Oh, you mean the hacking? No worries. Us scanners are pretty good at that kind of thing. I've got your back anytime.
We have to save those androids.
I'm sorry, 2B. Their circuits are fried. I think they were only being kept alive by that enemy.
Oh.
So,
What is it?
that machine had some pretty weird things to say, huh? It's almost like it had actual emotion.
The machines don't have feelings. You said that yourself.
Yeah, I guess.
Well, now that we've got that taken care of.
Hostiles!
I am not hostile.
Huh?
You defeated Broken Machine. You saved us.
This thing is awfully verbose for a machine.
We repay you. Come to our village.
It could be a trap. Still, we should at least head over there and gather data, right?
Getting a bit close there, 2B. Anyway, now that we've gotten that taken care of, what say we follow this guy to the machine village
This way. Here.
and finish off the episode there. Yeah, we're coming, we're coming.
This way. Here.
What's that?
Oh, right. You wouldn't have seen that before. They're sending supplies up from Earth to the moon and the bunker. There are no spare parts or fuel in space, after all.
Huh.
Honestly, gotta admit, I'm not entirely sure what the significance of that scene is.
So why don't the machines, or the aliens who created them, attack the bunker directly? They originally came here from outer space, right?
Well, there are a few theories about that, but no one knows for sure. Hard to tell what an alien is thinking, you know?
I suppose it would be. But even if it wasn't, there are none of them around anymore. We know that now. 2B and 9S don't yet, though.
Brother? Why do we have to wear undergarments? It's such a hassle.
The records claim humans covered their crotches as they went about their business. Revealing one's genitals was seen as problematic. So just be quiet and wear them already.
Okay. But why are we eating this plant matter? Machines don't need to eat things like this.
This is a type of fruit. Our data suggests that mankind gained great intelligence from consuming fruit. So quit griping and eat it already.
Alright. If that's what you want. But once we're done, can we play together for a bit?
Fine.
Oh, great. Then I'll eat lots of fruit.
You know, in scenes like that, Eve really doesn't seem like that bad of a guy.
They all have white flags.
Looks like they really don't want to fight.
Well, here we are. Next time on Nier Automata, we will once again explore the machine village. I will see you then.